Hello and welcome to my new video series where I will be installing solar panels. I will be installing 32 panels with a peak effect of 16 kilowatts. I will be constructing and building a timber structure on the ground, and later on I will mount the solar panels on this construction. Here I'm staking out where to put the concrete plinths. I will be using plinths and the pole structure since I cannot use the most common way of driving down pikes into the ground. And the reason is that I have pipes for geothermal heating in the ground. It's actually 600 meters of pipes, so I'm really afraid that would punch holes into them. This is the layout. There will be two roof systems facing west-east, and there will be 16 plinths. And on top of that, I will be building the timber structure. Here I'm starting to drill the holes for the concrete plinths. Here it's starting to get a bit harder due to the clay in the ground. Since the drill is actually a bit small, it's always a bit hard in the beginning to get down the plinths. Putting in some gravel to make a good foundation for the plinth and also to get it on the right height. I wanted to stick up a couple of centimeters from the ground so the poles will not soak up any water when it's raining. refilling the hole and trying to compact it as good as possible so the plinth will stay steady. Time for the more painful part. I don't like doing this, but it has to be done. Almost tying a knot on itself. So, found out that the hole is actually 5 centimeters too far away. So I will be digging some more. It's actually frozen in the ground, so not so nice. That's what to do. drill I'm using. I think it's actually a Swedish invention. It's kind of different from your normal drill. It only has one turn, and it also has a small gap down here that you're supposed to keep clean, because it's much easier to drill then. And it's really easy to use if you're doing it by yourself. Since it only has one turn, it's easy to lift up the dirt, and it works in quite a few different types of soil as well, and even if you have small stones and things, it's no problem. It's a lot of work, especially if it's hard and if you have clay or something, but it works. And it even comes with extensions. There have been people drilling quite deep holes with the extension rods as well. So this slot tends to fill up quite quickly, so it's better if you can keep it clean, but as you can see, it's a bit of a pain. It's especially good to have when there are lots of stones or gravel in the ground, and it's easier if this slot is clean. Since the plinths are 50 centimeters high, I need to dig at least 55 and then fill in some gravel to get it at a good height. I use a string to try and get it as good aligned with the other plinths as possible, and then naturally I want to have it in level as well, even if I will have some margin when I put in the poles to adjust. So all the 4 plinths of one row, good enough aligned at least. And time to refill. I found out later that I didn't compact it well enough, so after there had been some more rain I had to go around and compact a bit more and fill in a bit more dirt into the It's actually easier to use the drill when it's a bit wet in the ground, because when it's dry it becomes very hard and you're only scratching the surface, but when it's a bit wet it's easier for the drill to actually go down. So I'm hoping this will work. My laser is not so strong, so I need to do this in the dark. But I want to measure how long my poles needs to be. And I think this is a pretty good height. It's 80 centimeters. And the roof will only have a 10-degree pitch, so it will not be so high in the end. And then I will have another timber frame on top of this, so I need to figure out how long the poles needs to be. then so the first line here, I think I have a low, the shortest pole of 78 up to the laser line. That's quite where I want to be. 81, 80, and then if I go to the second row, down to 92, 93, 93, and then the next roof here is about 99, 96, 84, 95, and then get to the lowest point. Have 111 centimeters. So I have a difference between 111 and 78, and I'm gonna cut the poles as close to that as possible because I don't want to waste too much timber. I will set up the laser again and do the final cutting, the last thing I do. So a bit dark, but I managed to do the last, almost the last one. This is the second last, and I have the last one here. So just one more hole to dig, and then we will have all the plants in the ground. And that's really nice. Looking forward to building the timber structure.
happy with that. I don't want to set it too low because I don't want any standing water here when I put the poles in. But this is okay. Just refill it. Like that. Now I want to compact it as much as possible without moving the plinth around. So the plinths are done. Let me show you how it looked like. You see it all here, 16 plinths. Aligned for the timber structure. This is the second line, which will be the edge of the first roof, and then the second roof starts here. Same line of plinths. And then the end of the second roof here. I'm thinking that I might want to put something around the plinths here. Maybe like 10-15 centimeters ring, a circle. Because I have a robotic lawnmower and I don't want the grass to grow too tight to this, because then it can't be mowed, and I would had to go with a trimmer or something. I'm thinking might put down some concrete, just a small circuit, doesn't need to hold anything, just to prevent the grass from growing, or maybe some rocks or stone or something. I need to think about that. Next I will be building the timber structure on poles like this. I think I will have them 70 centimeters high. Then on the top I will put another timber structure going that way, and then the roof structure.